Welcome back to the 7th edition of On the Fly with Phoenix TV.
Hello, my name is Hannah Jo, a sophomore and one of the ambassadors for the 2020 Human Rights Week. Human Rights Week is going to take place on the second week of April from the 6th to the 10th, with each of the 5 days sporting a different theme. Monday is going to be about environmental sustainability, Tuesday will be about North Korean issues, Wednesday will be discrimination regarding race and disabilities, Thursday will be women and LGBTQ plus rights, and Friday will be poverty. If you're a club leader and your club's goals align with these topics, don't forget to sign up through the Google form posted on Schoology and Facebook. And to the clubs that already signed up, we can't wait to hear what you come up with. Last year, we had 15 different clubs involved in Human Rights Week, and we're looking forward to seeing the same level of passion this year as well. Thank you.
Did you know that the iPad strap was originally invented by Mr. Mizell? Follow Jules as he finds out what it takes to create and patent the product.
So this is the Turn tablet. It's an iPad case with a rotatable handle. You can hold your iPad, you're not going to drop it. And originally I came up with this idea back in 2010. Steve Jobs came out with the iPad, and I was seeing Steve Jobs hold this, and I was wondering, you know, if a doctor is going to show a patient what's wrong with them, how's he going to hold it, not drop it, and present with it? So I thought, I had an iPhone, and I thought, hey, it needs a handle on the back, but from having an iPhone, I knew that the interface changed so that the handle had to rotate. I pitched the idea to a friend. I reached out to a manufacturer I knew. They developed a prototype. My friend reached out to a patent attorney, tried to license it to big companies like Belkin or Encase, and then took it to the Consumer Electronics Show. That's kind of the start of it. That's how it started doing very well. Belkin, the company that we tried to license it to, they actually ended up making their own version. But it was kind of my fault. I just sent them everything to begin with because I was happy, I was excited. I didn't know that someone was just gonna take the idea and make it their own. There was this big display with all the inventions that had won awards that year through the Consumer Electronics Show. And there was Belkin's Grip 360, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's ours. You know, and that was the point when I realized that they had just copied the idea. And since we were such a little entity, this little company, we didn't have that much money to try to stop other companies from copying our product. But it's been an amazing experience, and if anybody has an invention idea that you would like to see, how do I take it to the next level, I would love to share my experience with you, help you take your product to the next level.
It's now been more than a month since JJ Catering has come to our school, and yet a lot of students are still not sure on how to use the deli machine. Follow Ms. Keller as she guides us through the process.
Hi everybody, welcome to JJ's, and I wanted to highlight today one of the new service features of our new cafeteria setup. So this is a ticket vending machine that's a little bit different from what we've been used to in the past, so I'm going to walk through a couple of the new features with you. So if you see here, you'll walk up and you'll see the touchscreen activated ready for you to place your order. Now, there's 3 menus across the top: coffee, beverage, and meal ticket. The first one is coffee. This is not for students. All right, so these are your coffee beverages, your adults, parents that will come in and order their things. So students should order from the beverage menu. So here's your iced drinks, your shakes, those kinds of things that you might be interested in getting from the deli. You can also order a meal ticket from there as well. So the meal ticket is one standard price. So day to day, if you don't have your card on you and you want to get a meal, select meal ticket, push your cash in, and it will spit out a ticket for you. That's your little one-day voucher that you can take to the walk-up lines to get your hot meal for the day. If you wanted to go back and order a beverage, you can do that a couple of different ways. You can use cash, and you can also use your card for those services as well. When you get your beverage ticket, it'll come out the bottom. Make sure that you take that with you. It's going to be really important because I often see students will leave their tickets down here. If it's a ticket for a beverage, you're going to want to take it over to the deli counter, and you'll see on the screen there a number will pop up that'll match with your order. That's it, everybody. I hope you've begun to acquaint yourself with the new systems we have in our cafeteria. And as always, if you've got feedback, ideas, or suggestions, come and see Mr. Poulard, come and see myself, talk to some of your teachers to help make KIS a better place for you. Thanks a lot.
Over the past few years, some students, especially seniors, have been spending their time through publishing personal blogs. Let's follow Jennifer as she looks at what truly inspires bloggers.
Vlogging is to be genuine. My name is Justin, and I have a blog called Holidays in the Sun. And in that blog, I just basically write about what happens in my daily life. So, for example, if I went to Japan to travel, I'd write about that. If I had some kind of some food that I really liked, then I'd write about that too. I don't like to limit myself to just one theme or one kind of topic because I think that it reduces the joy of blogging.
My theme is non-existent in my blog, so the subjects I choose are really random. I might be writing about Apple's advertising scheme or how to cope with not being accepted to your dream university. So it's really anything and everything.
I think the important thing for blogging is to be genuine, because a lot of things that people do in their daily lives are pretty similar. Like, everyone eats, everyone travels and does all of that. What matters is your own unique voice and how you differentiate yourself through your personality. And to do that, you have to be genuine, I think.
So the people that read my blogs are usually my friends. And their reactions are different for each article. Some of them, they find it really helpful, they find it really funny.
So the first group of people who read my blogs are my friends, and thankfully they're very positive about my efforts. The second group of people who read my blogs are fellow bloggers on the WordPress website. You know, we can just share each other's ideas and kind of comment on what the other person is doing. I guess it's a more wholesome version of social media in a way, in that it's not a constant stream of updates, but rather more sporadic series of posts that are just about that person's highs and lows, and that's very entertaining.
Being voluntarily quarantined to prevent the spread of coronavirus due to travel over lunar break takes a fair amount of personal responsibility. Let's take a look at how one KIS student handled the situation.
I'm Annie Lyons. I'm a freshman at KIS. Well, first I was quarantined because I traveled to Hong Kong over Lunar New Year, and when I got back, everything was pretty normal, and then Monday I received an email saying that I couldn't go to school. So I spent 2 weeks at home trying to do work and also relaxing at the same time. I was really shocked. At first I was feeling like, oh, I have no idea what I'm gonna do. That's a long time to be out of school, and I was really kind of nervous for it. I wasn't able to participate that much, but I did manage to video call in for almost all of my classes. So I would call a student and they would face the laptop to the front of the classroom and I would listen in. Of course, I couldn't interact or ask any questions, but I was able to listen to the lectures. I had to miss the banquet because I couldn't go to any school functions, but I was able to contact a fellow teammate and they called me in so I could listen. At first I was kind of like, this is terrible, I don't think it's fair, but then I realized if I was in somebody else's position, I would also not want somebody going to school who's been to China or Hong Kong, so I understand it. And I think some advice for next time is maybe like right away start video calling into your classes and don't waste any time stressing over it. That way you can keep up with work. Sometimes I thought about it in the bigger picture and I was like, well, I'm not at school, this is so weird. And I kind of, it was like a different experience. Normally school is supposed to be like at classes, but it was sort of like homeschooling and it was interesting.
At one point, every KIS student has had to check out a textbook, and we're always asked for our name. But have we ever thought to ask for the name of the person who works behind the desk? Follow Grace as she introduces John, as today is his last day at KIS.
Okay, hi, I'm John, and I work for KIS, and my priority is to manage all the textbook for the KIS, and also the procurement for the curriculum supplies. Like lending a textbook is the one channel that student and I had one relationship with. Every time when the teachers want you guys to have a textbook, they send me an email, and then after receiving the email, I print out all the roster from the past school. That's when the student come and they just check out the books, and I scan that and I write the names on each title. After your RUT card says you're good to land, then I'll just hand over to students. That's a complete like a process, one process per per student, I guess.
cheerleaders have prepared for the kayak competition since the beginning of November, but with the outbreak of the coronavirus, their opportunity to perform was lost. This story reflects the routines both teams prepare for the competition. Now for news and events. The audition for the 2020 to 2021 varsity debate team is coming up. There is an informational meeting on Tuesday, February 25th at 11 a.m. in Mr. Ramsey's room. Get your questions answered about the audition process and match with a mentor. The annual event hosted by the KIS Music Entertainment Sketchbook is just around the corner. Stop by the conference hall tomorrow to support our talented musicians. On February 28th, join the jazz ensembles at KIS for a night of jazz in Paris. Tickets on sale now. SJL Pad Drive will be held February 23rd to March 6th. Join this important drive by donating sanitary pads in H1. This has been Minnie
and Claire
with On the Fly.
Fly.